get calls. So, um, uh, um, I knew I wasn't going to go on any calls. I just wanted to know when we got one. So, we were just heading out and just leaving town when the tones went out. And when I first heard them, I knew I wasn't going to go. But then I heard the dispatcher say that it was a structure fire. And then right away I knew that I didn't have a choice. I had to go. Just because we don't get many structure fires, and you need a lot of people to fight a structure fire. Like for example, I am an hour and a half away or so away from my town. But if there was a structure fire while I was in a class, then somebody would text me, and I would have to leave class, and I would have to drive back to my town just to go to the structure fire. I always have all my gear in my car, just in case that happens. So it's kind of all hands on deck when it comes to structure fires. So anyways, my dad turned around and dropped me off at the fire hall. And now when we get calls for a fire, it usually comes in just as a structure fire. Dispatch doesn't usually say if it's a house fire or if it's a barn on fire or what it is, but by the time that I got to the hall and we were out in the trucks, we could see the smoke on the other side of town. So we didn't need directions or anything, obviously. We just went to where the smoke was. And when we pulled up, we made sure that nobody was inside, and everybody said that everyone was out of the house. And normally, on any structure fire, I'm the one that goes into the building. I'm the one with, I'm either on the nozzle or I'm on the hose. And, but for whatever reason, this time, the fire chief asked me to go, to help ventilate, which means that you take a ladder to the roof and you go up with the chainsaw and basically just cut a hole in the roof. the smoke out. Let some of the heat escape. So I said, okay. I've only ever done it once before, and I don't like doing it. I don't know why, but just don't like going up there. And it was a one-story house. And so what? There was a rescue team that went through door to door to make sure that everybody was out. And then after that, the host team went in. There was a couple of teams. They went in, and at the same time, me and two other fellows got up on the roof and started to ventilate. So we started to cut a hole in the roof, and we got that done. But then, our tanks were getting empty, and because we had BAs on, and we had to get them replaced, we had to take a rest anyways, so we were going to go down and let the other team go up. Anyways, we were going towards the ladder, and there was three of us, one guy in front of me, one guy behind me, and one guy got to the ladder, and I saw this one spot on the roof. It didn't look bad or anything. It didn't look like it would cave in, but something in my head told me not to step on that spot. But my legs didn't listen, and I stepped on it, and it gave way, and I started to fall through. But the guy behind me was a pretty good buddy of mine. He jumped and grabbed the back of my jacket, but I slipped through, and I remember while I was falling through, I felt something slicing up my leg. I didn't feel any pain, but it felt really weird. I remember feeling it slice up my leg, and it sliced, whatever it was, it sliced right through my leg. I mean my boot. And then I felt it slice through my skin as well. And I don't remember hitting the ground, but it knocked me unconscious. And so the rest of this is just what I've been told from the guys. So I guess the room that I fell into was where the main part of the fire was. And I fell not too far away from the actual fire. And the host team was in there, and they told me that all they heard was a big crashing sound, but they didn't see anything. And so they didn't think anyone had fallen through, so they just kept on fighting the fire. And when we have BAs, and when it's on, if a firefighter stands still for too long, this thing starts beeping and ringing and makes really loud noises. see stuff. Good majority of the time you can hardly see your hand in front of your face. That's how bad it is. So they followed the sounds. They found me and they dragged me out and got me in the ambulance. And the ambulance didn't take me to the hospital in town. They took me straight to Foothills Hospital, which is in Calgary. It's about 2 hours away. And the buddy that tried to save me when I was falling through, he went in the ambulance with me. And I was still unconscious. But I do remember we were almost to the hospital and I woke up. And all I remember is feeling so much pain. The most pain I've ever felt in my life. And they had me strapped down and everything, but I lifted up my head and I saw a big gash down my right leg. And there was so much blood. I'm sorry if anybody's grossed out by that, but yeah, I'd lost a lot of blood. And anyways, they ended up giving me morphine for the pain. And if anybody's ever been on morphine, you know how loopy it makes you. I started talking all sorts of gibberish. I wasn't making any sense, I guess, and but it definitely helped. I didn't even feel the pain after they gave me it, so anyways, I went unconscious again. Next time that I woke up, I was in the hospital. And I had gotten 14 stitches on my leg. And so overall, it wasn't that bad. I mean, I could have been killed, but I just got a bad concussion. I got the gash on my leg, and I got a dislocated shoulder. I didn't even get any broken bones, which I'm surprised at, but none whatsoever. And then there was a bunch of other bruises and smaller cuts. I think the smallest cut I have is about 1 inch long. It's on my arm. But that cutting feeling that I got when I was falling through the roof, I still don't know what it was, but it cut right through my boot. It's a steel toe boot. It cut through my pants, and it cut into me. I don't know what it was that did that, but... And then I also got some minor burns on my right arm, but those weren't bad. So I consider myself quite lucky from that. The worst thing is because I got such a bad concussion from it, doctors said that I'm not allowed to do any firefighting for at least 5 months. That's the worst thing. Peeved me off, actually. I'm not gonna do it. I'm probably gonna wait about 2 months not waiting 5 months. It's ridiculous. You might all think that I'm stupid for doing that, but I'm definitely not waiting 5 months. So I've got to wait however long to be on call again. Kind of pissed off about that, but whatever. And so I spent 2 nights in the hospital. That also sucked. But I've been going in and out of consciousness since I fell through. The doctor said that's going to happen for the next probably week or so. From now. It was 2 weeks from the accident. The accident happened on the 23rd of October. And when I first woke up, the doctors told me that I might be in the hospital for a couple of weeks because they thought that something was wrong with my brain or something. Don't know what it was, but it turns out that it's just a bad concussion. So I stayed in for 2 nights, and that's why some of you might have seen a bulletin where I said that I might not be back for a little while. But turns out that's not true, which is good. So worst part about this is I went to class on Friday. I missed that whole week except for Friday, but I've been going in and out of consciousness. It happens about every hour. I go unconscious for like 5 to 10 minutes, and then I wake up again. And I forgot to tell them that would happen. And in the middle of class, I just collapsed. And they all thought I was dying. And by the time I woke up, they were just starting to dial 911. I was unconscious for only like 4 minutes that time, but it's a good thing that I woke up then, because it'd be kind of embarrassing if all the emergency workers showed up. So anyways, kind of an eventful week, and the only people that know this accident happened are all the emergency workers, all the people that were there, and that's it. I asked everyone not to talk about it, and not to make a big deal of it, because in a small town, things like this get around pretty fast, and I don't want my parents knowing about it. After the accident, I stayed in the hospital for 2 nights, and I told my parents, I texted them and told them that I had just headed back to the city, and they didn't ask any other questions than that. And the reason why I don't want to tell them what happened is because they wouldn't want me to be on the fire department anymore if that happened, if they knew about it. I mean, it's my choice, but they wouldn't let it go. They're the type of people that worry non-stop. And don't want them to one stupid accident. So nobody knows about it. None of my friends know about it. The only people that know about this are the firefighters and all the emergency people that were there. And you guys now. And I've told you guys about calls before. And I never talk to my family or any of my friends about calls. They know I'm on the fire department and that's it. When they ask me how a call was, I just say it was fine. I don't know why, I just don't want to talk about it face to face with people. That's why I kind of use this to talk about it, to vent about it. Plus you guys get to laugh at my stupidity for falling through the roof. So it's kind of a bonus for you guys. Anyways, I'm sorry if this video wasn't relaxing, but kind of wanted to explain why I put that bulletin up. I thought I was going to be gone for a couple of weeks, but turns out I'm good. And if I don't end this video pretty soon, I'm gonna pass out on you guys. So